Forget retro gaming goodness.
Welcome, fellow adventurers, and join me, Bastish B, as I'll be exploring classic RPGs from the 8 and 16-bit generations, both console and computer, whether it be high fantasy or lo-fi sci-fi. All roads will eventually lead to Tales of a Dungeon Basher. Shadowrun was an action RPG turn-based hybrid cyberpunk game released in 1994 on the Sega Genesis, an exclusive US release. Developed by Blue Sky Software, with the game being licensed from FASA Corporation, based on their cyberpunk tabletop role-playing game. Multiple Shadowrun games saw release during this time period, including the 1993 Daddy East published Super Nintendo version, which was completely different with an isometric look to it and different story and characters. Plus 1996's Mega CD Japan only release, developed by Compile, that seriously needs an English fan translation ASAP. But let's first take a look at the developer Blue Sky Software, which was an American software company formed in California in 1988 and released a massive variety of games during its 13-year run. A lot of their most prolific games, or at least the ones that I love the most, came out on the Sega Genesis, including the brilliant action platformer duo of Vector Man 1 and 2, plus the two Jurassic Park tie-in games, which I played a hell of a lot back then. And interestingly, for this video was 1993's Techno Clash, published by Electronic Arts, with Blue Sky and Zono developing it, which was a top-down styled action RPG in a cyberpunk universe. It's almost like a precursor to what Shadowrun would be, but with Shadowrun being vastly more elaborate and expanded in so many ways. Blue Sky eventually closed its door in 2001, a victim of parent company Interplay filing for bankruptcy and being bought out by Titus. Their back catalogue is diverse and interesting to say the least, and is worth investigating deeper for any open-minded retro gamer. And now let's get back to Shadowrun, a top-down adventure putting you in the shoes of Joshua, a Shadowrunner who finds out his brother has been murdered and heads to Seattle to try to uncover the truth behind his death, which leads to a full-scale conspiracy theory, going all the way up the city's most powerful people. Shadowrun is a game with a lot going on. It's very sandbox in nature and open, giving you the opportunity to take your time, explore the world and soak up the conversations, to fully immerse yourself in its cyberpunk world, and to that end it does it brilliantly. Seattle is broken down into multiple areas you can visit via taxis, including slum districts, rich corporate areas, and even the forested outskirts of the city. Not everything is open in the beginning, but ultimately it's all free to explore at a certain point. When starting, you get to choose your character class. These drastically change the way you'll play the game, so choose wisely, or at least do some experimenting. You got the street samurai who's good at most things but specializes in combat. The decker is a hacker who's best at matrix run and hacking computer systems, and there's the shaman who can wield magic, which makes him powerful and can heal himself without the need for medkits. All can, however, use decks to hack, so it's not limited per se, but choosing a decker means easy money in the beginning of the game, so it's probably the easiest class to start with. But street samurai is usually my go-to class, as cyber implanting yourself up, blasting street punks, and hacking are all well balanced the most with this class style. Gameplay has many tiers. It's traditional in the sense, with an upgrade system which uses karma, which is gained from completing jobs around the city. This is used to upgrade you in your usual RPG stat style. Jobs come in the form of many flavors, from simple courier run jobs to raiding and whacking rival gangs, corporate extractions, people trying to defect from corporations, and complex matrix style hack jobs, and a lot more. All this earns you money, which you can take to various shops dotted all over the city, from cyber implants for your character enhancements, purchasing new styles of weapons and bombs, or upgrading your cyber deck, or even buying new improved hacking software. There is a lot to choose from. Most of the game takes place in real time, meaning the action has an arcade element into it, and you'll constantly be getting attacked on the streets. But when hacking into the Matrix, it becomes a traditional turn-based RPG fare, as you glide around a network and attempt to destroy their security systems, or plant viruses, extract those corporate files, or just fight software to destroy networks outright. This is my favorite part of the game. The amount of diversity in the software you can use and the way it all plays out is still one of the best representations of cyberpunk-style hacking in video game form. Also, you're not in this whole quest alone. At any point, once you have enough money, of course, you can hire other Shadowrunners to help you in the overall story, or just for single job affairs. If you recruit them for the entire game, they can also be upgraded in every way as yourself, depending on their character class, of course. Shadowrun is a kind of intimidating game to get into, but like I said earlier, there's no time limit on what you do or the overall plot, so soak up the atmosphere, conversations, and situations. It's all RPG gold in console form. The graphics are very detailed, with every part of the city feeling unique, and the Matrix sequences look exceptional, even playing this game now over 30 years later. The music and sound effects are decent, there's nothing really to write home about here, and they managed to service the game without detracting too much from it. Shadowrun is without a doubt my favorite #1 Sega Genesis game ever. Its irresistible cyberpunk world, layered with detail combined with slick gameplay and storytelling, make it a must-play for anyone even remotely interested in the shady aspects of this awesome sci-fi subgenre.